so I can finish part of my evening snack, pre-dinner.
All right, so it's officially 6:30. Welcome, everyone. Welcome. I hear a chiming coming in. Is that like this? Does people have to be invited to come in? Should I be?
No, I'll turn that off.
Okay.
All right, that's off. That's just people coming in.
Well, welcome. Let me see all the 11 people that are here. Let's see. I can't change my screen, so that might make a. Hi, Benjamin and Taryn. You said Taryn, right? Is that how you pronounce it, right?
Taryn, just think Karen. It's Karen, but with the T.
Taryn. Okay. Is that right? Taryn?
Perfect.
And Eric is here, and Miss Addie and Jason and Brandon, which I know is Brandon and Rhoda and Anita Harris and Miranda's here. Just doing a little roll call. Gwen P. I'm not Miss Gwen. I know who that is. So welcome everybody. Welcome. I hope you can share your screen. I haven't seen you all in a long time, so it's really good to see you all. And welcome to Center Hill Neighborhood Association. It is not April Fool's. This is a real meeting. So it's April 1st, 2021. And I'm going to go ahead and get started. Can everyone see my screen?
Yes.
Okay. So any April Fool's jokes out there? Anybody got any April Fool's jokes? Any good ones? Michael Strahan had fooled us that he was getting his gap filled.
That was neat.
Yeah, I believed it. I didn't see that coming at all. Good job with that. So tonight's agenda, call to order, acceptance of the agenda, proposed statement, purpose statement. We're gonna approval of the minutes, speaker guest happens after that with any city of elected officials or any special guests that we may have. President's report will be there afterwards. And then report of committees, unfinished business, new business, and announcements. So now we have determined that our agenda, do I need to?
Madam Chair,
Yes, ma'am.
move that we accept the agenda as written.
Thank you.
Second.
Thank you, Ben. Thanks for the agenda of the night. Next, I always like to start with our purpose statement. I think it's beneficial for us to all be on the same page and understand where we're all coming from. So it's important for me to, anytime we start our neighborhood meetings, that we start with our purpose statement. And I read this: the purpose of Center Hill Neighborhood Association shall be to promote and maintain the soul, character, ethnic diversity, and cultural fabric for all residents of Center Hill and surrounding communities, regardless of race, age, sex, religion, sexual orientation, or economic status, and to encourage well-planned residential and business development with community input that ensures benefits of economic growth shared equally by new and old residents alike. China Center Hill Neighborhood Association may serve any other lawful purpose for a nonprofit organization under the Georgia law. All right. Is there any chats happening? I saw a chat. Let's see.
Ms. Harris.
Oh, okay. Thank you very much. So we have an agenda, and there is a time that we have for elected officials and special guests. So that'll be coming up. Next, we have approval of minutes. So what a picture. So we have the minutes video will now be posted on the website. So if you'd like to have the minutes or revisit the whole meeting, you can visit that on Center Hill website, go to the about section and to minutes. And if anybody could just plot that link easily in the chat, that'd be helpful. So anybody who has any questions about the minutes. All right. And generally that will be posted on the website the day before the meeting, so you can take a look at the minutes. So does anyone have any questions about that? All right, so anyone want to make a motion to approve of minutes?
I make
This
a
is-
motion to approve the minutes.
Thank you, Jason.
Ben seconds.
Awesome. Thank you. Okay, moving right along. All right, so the president's report looks like it's next. So I'm Rolanda. I'm the president of Center Hill Neighborhood Association, and welcome. And thank you to the executive committee, which has Miss Addie, Miss Erin, and Jason is historian. I think that's all of our executive committee. Is that correct? Am I missing out anybody? And then we also have committee members, but I'm not referring to the committee right now. Were you gonna say something, Miss Addie?
Exactly. I was gonna say that the committee members are part of the executive committee.
Yes, ma'am.
The committee chairs.
So we do have a book box update. Commissioner Natalie Hall, which will probably talk next, will be supporting us in the book box initiative. And I have a meeting scheduled for us to meet. So the executive board, as well as the committees, anyone that's interested in the committees is welcome to attend. And also, if you have any ideas or suggestions, or you want to be a part of that conversation, you're welcome to attend. The date is, do you remember what the date was, Taryn? I have to check my email.
I want to say it was April 29th.
Okay,
I
yeah,
think.
here it is. Let's see. Yeah, it's, I'll be having a meeting scheduled with Commissioner Natalie Hall, District 4, to discuss how she and the Fulton County Library can support China's community book box initiative. And if anyone's interested in attending the meeting on Thursday, or you have any ideas, mainly what I'm going to be proposing, it looks like it's going to be on us to build the book boxes. So if you have any skills, they're very simple. If you have any skills in terms of just putting a box together, basically, with wood and some poles, please bring your insight and your carpenter skills, or share them with me before the meeting. But that meeting is April 29th, from 2 to 3 is the proposed time for now.
Is it April 29th or 9th?
29th.
29th. Okay, I'm looking at something else.
Okay. And then also, I'll be speaking at GSU to talk about a Better Tomorrow conference. It's presented by the GSU Urban Studies Society, and I hope you can join it virtually. I'll place a link in the chat as well. And basically, I'll be talking about sustainability and mobility, well, equity and mobility, and that relates largely. The reason why I'm sharing it with you all is because I'll be sharing my story of how I came into this position and advocacy with Atlanta Bicycle Coalition. And it started here with us at Center Hill with the tragic death of JJ Wallace. And so from out of that, a lot of things have happened as far as the Hollowell Committee and all that kind of thing. So I thought it'd be interested if you're interested in learning more about a better tomorrow with making streets more safer for all, please be sure to join. I shared the link in the link. All right, any questions about that before we move on? So
Would
that's,
that be a link that we'll receive if we want to do it, or?
I put it in the chat.
Okay.
I put it in the chat for everyone, and you can register. It's free. It's April 9th. And I'll be speaking, the conference is all day, but I think I'll be speaking from 3 to 4. But you can check on the website and scroll down and you'll see my name. But it would be nice to have your support there. Thank you. All right, next up is Microsoft buys into the community possible addition funds through partnership. Who's wants to speak on this? That might be Erin, Erin's part, but I'm not sure if she's here tonight, so we'll just skip through that. All right, so before we go into the reports of the committee, do we have any elected officials or anyone from any of the offices would like to speak? I know Miss Anita Harris is in the room tonight. Is there any elected officials here? Well, city councilmen's rather. All right, so Miss Anita, would you like to start?
Yes, thank you. Good evening, everybody. So part of my update was to share that Vice Chair Hall will be meeting with Rolanda. I did bring back to her that you all are working on your book boxes. And so the meeting will also include somebody from our library, just to see how Fulton County can really support you all in those efforts. And I'm wondering if our Department of Arts and Culture can assist as well, as you are in need to create. So I'll put that out there as well. I don't know if that is in the realm of what they do, but they do so many great things that it is possible. So I'll just put it out there. We'll see if we can get something to bite. If not, then one of you handy dandy folks are gonna have to get the building. But yes, Vice Chair Hall is 100% in support of helping in any way that she can. So we're looking forward to that meeting at the end of the month. And I also just wanted to share, Fulton County is estimated to receive $206 million in funding via the American Rescue Plan. We are excited for this, right? Because we have, outside of the $18 million we received beginning of last month for emergency rental assistance and utility assistance, and that was strictly earmarked. This funding, there's a little bit more leeway in the spending and also in the time frame that we have to spend it. We have not received it yet, and we're still not certain that it is going to be $206 million, but we're told about $206 million. And also the 15 cities in Fulton County will be receiving approximately $331 million. So that's about 337, almost $338 million within Fulton County in funding to assist as we recover from COVID, the pandemic. Rental assistance, mortgage assistance, landlord assistance are some really big issues still. When we opened up our emergency rental assistance program at the beginning of the month, we had the closed application within 2 weeks because we received, I want to say, upward to $45 million in requests, while we only had $15 million earmarked, or that we received earmarked out of that $18 million to give to rental assistance. So we're excited to be able to use this funding and earmark it towards rental assistance, towards small businesses. There was some discussion about funding going to small businesses, rental assistance, to continue assist in feeding people food, and some other areas. So I can guess at the next board meeting, I don't know that we will have the funding. That's next Wednesday. We will have it by next Wednesday, but there'll be more discussion in how the board decides that they will divvy that money up and where those priorities will be. And I will certainly keep you all updated on those resources. We gave a lot of the funding through the CARES Act money that we received to the nonprofits. And it's my understanding that the board will go in that direction again to allow our nonprofits to assist us in the communities, as the nonprofits know the communities and can do that a lot better than we are able to reach everybody. And so as those decisions are made and applications come out and funding resources, are available, expect that I will be shooting those emails out to you all so that you know that there's an opportunity for assistance there. But those two actually were my big ones. We will be in the Penelope neighbor on the 17th. So if you are in need of a food box on the 17th, we'll be at 199 Penelope Street, starting at 10 a.m. Food boxes, our library will be there. Well, produce, we have fresh produce, our library will be there. And we'll have a mobile work source unit there as well. And those are the big things. But next month, I would like to have Vice Chair Hall come in herself, kind of introduce herself to you all. That'll be after your meeting with her. So you'll, Rolanda, have a little familiarity with her. And then I will also send Rolanda you an email with the departments that we have, so that you all can get familiar with the services that Fulton County offers, because we do offer health and human services. More than ever, we are in need of the services that the county offers. So you want to make sure that everybody is aware that our services are here, and how you can reach these services, and how you can utilize them. So I will send you a list of all we have and who can come, and you let me know you want them all to come at the next meeting? I have some neighborhoods and MPUs that kind of split it up because it can be pretty lengthy in 2 departments, throughout several months. But however is comfortable and works for you all, works for us as well. But I will certainly have Vice Chair Hall come and give the next update, with me just kind of lingering in the background, taking note. That's okay with you all. And that is it for me today. And I'll be sticking around just to hear what you guys have going on and to answer any questions that may come up later.
Thank you. Any questions for Miss Anita Harris? Awesome. We look forward to seeing Commissioner Natalie Hall in our meetings. Thank you.
Yes, you're welcome.
Maybe we can collect questions that we can have prepared or start thinking about what type of things we would want to ask her for support or learn about the social services ahead of time. So let's keep that in mind. Also, is there anybody that's pretty handy that can help with the book boxes? Like,
I'm gonna suggest, excuse me. Oh,
Mhm.
raising my hand. Sorry about that. I've got a couple of suggestions because Atlanta Tech has a carpentry section. I don't know if they're working in session or not, but that would be a great project for them. If you partner with some PTAs, since they're very simple, a great project for them. I'll talk later in education about the career academy that APS has. They might use it as a project. So there are a lot of organizations who would love to have it as a project because it's kind of simple.
Okay. Yeah, it is. Actually, the couple, and we actually only need to make 6 because we've the couple that was originally going to help us that I probably got busy, but they basically just said it was really simple, just a 4x4 on both sides, some little roofing for water so it won't get wet for the books. And basically it's really simply made. Maybe I can find like Google how to build a book box or something. So let me go ahead and share that. Any other questions, comments, concerns?
How soon? What's like the timeline that you would like the book box built and put out? So maybe that can give us a better idea of how we should go about getting it done.
Yeah, I haven't had a timeline in mind. This has been very organic and we were in the very beginning stages of it. Was initially going to happen a different route. Someone was going to help us, but then haven't been able to communicate with them. So we're going to plan B, which is doing it ourselves. So there hasn't been like a deadline or anything like that. It's and luckily Commissioner Natalie Hall had offered support with the Fulton County Library. So we want to be prepared to when they to provide them some suggestions of what we're looking for. And one of the things I was thinking that they could possibly help us with is with the purchasing of the material so we can build those 6 boxes of community members that have already agreed to one in front of their house. But I'm definitely open to suggestions, timeframes, but something that we definitely want to do before the end of the year, or possibly the goal could be before summertime since school is about to be out. That probably be more ideal. All right. Do we have any other guests in the room?
This is Pamela Jackson. I would like to donate books. I'm a teacher and I have tons.
Thank you. Thank you. Right now we're at the stage of the building the book boxes. So if you could offer any support of friends or family members that that can help us just put 4 boxes together, that well 6 is the number of different people. That will be the first start. Once we get the boxes built, then we can plan for filling them, because I know Taryn is also an educator as well, and she offers some books. There's also her name escaped me, but we have a lot of educators within our community, so I think we'll have a good supply of books for a while. Thank you, Ms. Jackson. Anyone else? Anyone else? All right, so any other elected officials, city councilmen, special guests tonight? before we move on to reports of the committees? All right, fantastic. Thank you so much. All right, so let's get started with beautification. That's chaired by Miranda. And
Hello.
hi, Miranda.
Hi. Sorry, y'all will have to forgive me. I'm still on the commute home. But I can talk about my slides. So the first on the list is just the March cleanup. So we had that March 13th, and that was really nice. It was a super small group. It was actually a personal friend of mine and Miss Addie and I. So it would be great for future cleanups to have a little bit more participation. But we were actually, we did a good job for just the three of us. So I think we made a big impact. And I will say that Miss Addie had noticed one of the merchants, I think it was a gas station, that had a dumpster violation where trash and litter was just spilling over into the parking lot, which is a huge violation because it does pose safety hazards. And so I was able to take pictures and report that to 311. And so that way that situation can get taken care of. So I just want to empower you guys too. If you guys see any of that in our neighborhood, you don't have to wait until our cleanup. You don't have to tell me. You can always report it directly to 311 and they'll have people come and check it out. And it literally is a specific tab in the 311 app. It's like 311 ATL app that says dumpster violation or something like dumpster problem. So it's very easy to do. The second thing is Earth Day is coming up this month. The actual day is Thursday, April 22nd. But since that's a Thursday, it's not the best day for people to gather and do activities. We're trying to organize some sort of activity with the other communities surrounding us. So it might be something with Grove Park, or it might be something with NPUJ in general. I don't have a specific event or update on that yet, but we are talking about it. So just stay alert on the Facebook page. I'll post up an update as soon as I have it about what activity that might be and where. For right now, you can say the date for the 24th of April, which is on a Saturday. But as far as what we're doing and what time, I'm not sure. It might very well be another cleanup activity, but on a broader scale. And then upcoming things are, we went ahead and reserved the day for the May cleanup, which is May 22nd. That's also a Saturday. And we're hoping to do some big partnerships with that to have more of a mass cleanup effort. So there will be more updates to come. And
Thank
then
you.
I have another slide. And then those are just the pictures of the last cleanup. But there's one more slide that I wanted to talk about, Rolanda.
Is it adopt a spot?
Yes.
Okay.
So we had briefly mentioned this in our executive board committee or board meeting about adopt a spot, and I think people were very interested in that. So I wanted to just pose it to the community that Atlanta does offer an adopt a spot program where Center Hill Neighborhood Association could pick a spot that we just kind of own, and we keep it clean for about a year. And they'll provide us with supplies that we need to do that, with a sign that we can post, so which is good advertising and marketing for us. And so if anybody has an idea of a spot that they may really want to tend to and keep clean, please let me know. This is a one-year commitment. It is monitored by the city of Atlanta, and we do have to have monthly cleanups for that area. So, something to think about. But if anybody has any suggestions or any more comments about it, just feel free to post it in the chat or email me directly at mirandablaze@gmail.com.
Thank you, Miranda, for putting that together. Two things I wanted to ask a question. One, when you said it is a requirement, is there something that the adopt a spot in the city of Atlanta portion of it? Is there a reason why there's such a requirement? Is it because they're giving you money and they're requiring you to do it? Or what is the stipulation to have them have a?
Yeah, they're not giving you money. I think if they're going to give you a sign, and you say that you want to focus on this area and maintain it, they want you to have that ownership and be consistent with it. It says it's monitored. How strictly that's enforced is another question. But yeah, I'm not sure why they're super strict on it, but supplies in a sign.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's good. Well, I want to remind everyone that when we did a survey, beautification was super important on everyone's list. And we had a lot of energy last year when we did a survey about it. And just wanted to remind everybody of that, the involvement, if you can, if you're available. So just wanted to amplify that. And also, I like the idea what you're doing as far as making it a group thing with a lot of people. So that way we can have a broader reach and accomplish a lot more. So thank you. Does anyone else have any questions for Miranda?
Miss Harris in the chat has offered Chairperson Hall's support for May.
Yes, we can certainly bring some masks, some garbage bags, and probably some waters as well. If Miranda, if she is over that, if I can have your email address, I can follow up with you and let you know
Absolutely.
what items Vice Chair Hall can commit to, but she certainly can support.
Okay, great. Yes, I will. I'll
Okay.
put my email in the chat.
Okay, great. Thank you.
I can do that for you, Miranda, since you're driving.
Yeah, that's
thank
what
you,
I was
Jason.
going to suggest. Thank
Yep.
you, Jason.
Thank you, Jason.
You got it.
All right, so what's next after the environment, if we go in alphabetical order? That's not next. No, C, A, B, C, Communications Committee. Who's in charge of that? Would that be Jason or who's in
Yeah,
charge?
Tay and I can talk about it together.
Okay, thank you. Oh, wait, sorry.
So not a whole lot in terms of updates this month. Wanted to call out to everybody to join the Center Hill Neighbors Google group. I started an email chain about this meeting. We can kind of use it as a way to discuss any different things going on over the course of the month. To join it, send an email to that address that you see there. It's a little cumbersome, but it's CHNA-neighbors plus managers at googlegroups.com, and you'll be approved. And the way that works is you send an email to CHNA-neighbors at googlegroups.com. Everybody who's in that group will see it. Can we go back one, Rolanda?
Oh, sorry.
Did you put it in the email?
Can you put it in chat, the address? in
Yes, I
chat?
can.
Yeah.
T-shirts and memberships are online. If you want to purchase a t-shirt or pay for a membership, Miss Addie, I have yours packed and I'm going to drop it to your house tonight, maybe tomorrow. And as well as India, I don't think that she's here tonight. And then as the historian, I'd like to start a project where I collect stories and history from the who we call our legacy residents of Center Hill. I'm really interested in how the neighborhood developed and the people and the places and the history of the neighborhood and tying this very hyper local area into the broader history of Atlanta and the South. I came across this image of the drive-in at Bankhead Highway. There's a great WABE piece about the history of Bankhead Highway, how it stretches from Washington D.C. all the way to California. And that's where this whole side of town was called Bankhead. And it drive from there. So I think there's a lot of communal knowledge that is here, and I'd like to do my best to put that online. So if anybody wants to talk with me, love to hear your stories. And then Tay, Tay and I weren't able to sync up before this meeting, so I don't know if he's got any updates.
No particular updates. Real quick, Jason, something we ain't talked about. Is there an Instagram for us?
No.
All right, I'd like to get us an Instagram going.
Cool.
Just as us, I mean, just as another form of communication to reach all ages. Of course, you know, as people come into the community, we want to kind of be able to meet them where they are. So not saying we're not going to do other things, just kind of add to what we're doing as a means of communication. And I think I mentioned about the community app, which is the way we can text and message people of different notifications and reminders through text messaging. And one of the prerequisites with that is the Instagram, having a social media account, such as Instagram. So
cool.
That'll be something I'll be working on.
Yeah, we can set that up with the Center Hill email address, and then people can tag us, and then we can reshare. It'd probably be an easy way to manage it.
I love that idea because one, we do a lot in our community, and it's a great, like you said, Tay, a great another channel to spread the word about Center Hill and all the great things that we're doing. Oh, and
Absolutely.
I love this picture. It looks so, I know you said it's the throwback, but when I first saw it in the presentation, I was like, wait, wait a minute. Because, you know, drive-in theaters are my thing. So I love that you found that, and looking forward to hearing the history that you uncover. Do we have any more questions? Also, here's one of the t-shirts, a Center Hill t-shirt if you're wanting to see it on a mannequin. All right. Any other questions, comments, concerns to Jason and Tay before we move on? Any thoughts about Instagram or any other platforms?
I think Instagram is a great idea. So I'm looking forward to us moving forward with that.
And me being a good marketer, when I first, Tay, if you need some images, I have plenty of images from us for the last 3 years, doing many different things from like canvassing to the beautifications, all the things that we've been working on, to meetings with the Georgia Department of Transportation about the traffic light. So that will be, we have plenty. I think I created a drive with images. So we have plenty of images to go off of too.
All right, awesome. So me and Jason can get with you to get that, and we probably should be able to link that to the Google group as well, so we'll always have it.
Perfect. Thank you for doing that. Thank you, guys. All right, so we're going to move on to, looks like Education Committee, and that is chaired by Miss Rhoda Bronner.
Thank you so much for saying, Rhonda. Thank you. Big expense. Anyway, I just had thrown up some brief information about that because Cynthia Briscoe Brown is on the Board of Education at large, and she was telling me about this Atlanta College and Career Academy, and I think it's fantastic. Now, some of the things that are listed, I'm not sure at this time all those things are available right now, because she did mention about culinary arts. They have a wonderful kitchen that is second to none, where the students will go in and learn about that. She mentioned automotive technology was up and running. The other dental, I think, was up and running, but the other programs I'm not 100% sure about. That's why I didn't list them initially. I only want to talk about the things that she had mentioned and that were up and running. But the basic premise of this is that students will go to some of these programs part-time, after they're finished working in these fields, they will go back to school. So they're not missing anything. They're actually enhancing their academic experience by having real world experience and academic experience as well. So if they go on to a secondary school, they are well prepared and way ahead of the game. I think this is fantastic. I love technical schools for the fact that they get practical real world experience that they can take away immediately, because I've done both of them and I think they're great. So that's why I was so excited about this. And I spoke to Miss Briscoe Brown about possibly attending our May meeting so that she can get more in depth with this and explain it better. Because for those of us, if you're involved with children in any way in your life, it's a great way to pass this on to them and encourage them. It doesn't matter what path they're on. I think it's wonderful for them to get involved in any part of these. So that's part of it. And then also PTA is going to have their district conference on April 24th. It's going to be virtual and I think it starts at 10 o'clock. So that's all I've got for now.
All right, thank you. Any questions about to the Education Committee? All right, we'll move on to Atlanta College. Okay, you already talked about that. Next, we have Environmental Committee.
Hi, this is Ben. I'm the chairperson for the Environmental Committee. I left the slides in that I shared last month. Just wanted to keep that on everybody's awareness. We were awarded a grant for $15,000 to start building the hiking and biking trail, leg 1 in Center Hill Park. The due date that just passed yesterday was we need to provide a community engagement plan to Park Pride. And I submitted a plan which basically says that we will distribute a press release, which I need to finish up with Rolanda, press release, but that we would share press releases with some different community groups like MPUJ, the other surrounding MPUs like MPI, and then let me open this up. Hang on a second. And then the surrounding neighborhoods like Grove Park, Westlake, share it with the Grove Park Foundation, the Northwest Business Association, Councilman Dustin Hillis, Councilman Michael Bond, Councilman Andre Dickens, and the Zone 1 Police Precinct Major. So basically it's just to build awareness and to let everyone around us know what we have planned with this and to give them an opportunity if they like to give some feedback or participate going forward. It gives them a chance to be aware of that. So that's going to be just our engagement plan to sort of publicize that we received the grant, and Park Pride's real big on trying to make sure everyone is aware of what they're doing with us. So that next step, as you see the dates there, 7/31 is the next milestone date where we need to have a progress report. So now that we're hitting spring, I need to be scheduling, and I'll post it on Facebook and send it out, but I want to schedule a date when we can meet over at the park and sort of start working on the details of the trail and sort of build some energy around the momentum to get started on that project officially. If anybody would like to assist me with that, feel free to email me. I'll put my email in the chat, ben@studiodriven.com, or reply when I post it on Facebook.
So what's some things that we could do with $15,000? Would it allow us to have like some type of turf or pavement? Like what are we thinking, or any suggestions that you can have us thinking about this?
Yeah, if you go to the next slide that shows go to the next one. I'm sorry. See that red? So this first grant was to clear out the woods right behind the baseball field and kind of connect both sides up so that you could kind of do a loop and walk through. And that red, it actually goes parallel to Proctor Creek. So in theory, it opens up the opportunity for the citizens that want to walk on that trail or ride their bike to start learning about how important Proctor Creek is. They can see the water because this will run parallel with that creek up to where it turns back and cuts over to the left. So unfortunately, it's very expensive. The quote the city gave to go and clear those woods, because they're going to go through and cut a trail that's, I don't know, like 8 feet wide or something like that, and just clear the trees. So it's really expensive to get the logging equipment back there and kind of clear that out. And then they'll put down some sort of, whether it's gravel or mulch or something on the trail. So there's not really a lot of room to do that as far as extras after just clearing out that 1 mile track right there that you see in red.
Okay.
So, and then I see somebody pose a question, do we have to use the city? Unfortunately, unfortunately, however you want to look at it, yes, we have to go through Parks and Rec, and they have vendors that are already pre-approved for doing this sort of work. So that price structure was sort of baked in with the grant, so to speak, that it would be coming through Park and Recs and Park Pride, and those relationship with the vendors.
All right. So this is, like you said, phase 1, right? And
It's
then
just phase 1 that, part of what our planning can be afterwards, or even as we're working on this, is how we would spider these trails and start going back into those additional wooded areas, back behind that red trail, because all that's just solid wood, dense woods back there.
Wow. All right. Any other questions, comments, concerns for the Environmental Committee?
Have we reached out to the Path Foundation at all?
No, but we could. Yeah, path.org.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we can do that.
They're all over the place.
Right. And something that Rolanda had just sent an email before we got on the call. She made an introduction with the Georgia Audubon about us doing a partnering up with some possibilities for outdoor wildlife education and engagement. And that actually falls in very well with this trail that would go parallel with Proctor Creek. There should be a lot of, I was told even from Park Pride, some of those guys that came over when they were assessing the project, they said that we can probably find a lot of partners that would help create like almost an educational tour where you could go on that little trail and you could be looking at the wildlife that come to drink the water and things like that. So this is a wonderful opportunity. I know this trail doesn't look like a lot, but because it's right beside Proctor Creek, it opens up a lot of opportunities for wildlife observation and just a lot of learning about nature.
Yeah, that's the part that I like. Perhaps some kind of way we can engage our youth in the community to make them aware of environmental opportunities if they aren't, or I know I wasn't aware of it until I got in my mid 30s. So
right. Yeah, we could even think about there are some other potential grants we can apply after this one. Park Pride offers some little, they call them like small change grants, but maybe we do some placards for the different wildlife that you can see if you walk on the trail, identify maybe different birds or different mammals, little squirrels and chipmunks and things of that nature. I mean, there's a lot of opportunities for us to get really creative and make use of this first trail beyond just it being a little walking trail for people to just make a loop.
Well, Ben currently chairs the Environmental Committee, but like Ms. Jackson, I saw that you had bird watching ideas, and I think that Rhoda had playground ideas. Feel free to join on his committee to do the research and work with him to bring your ideas to make this happen. Definitely for that. And so basically what you guys would do will come up, with your suggestions, and then you can present it to us, the executive board, to share your ideas and where you like to go. And then we present it to the neighborhood. And so it's a whole process where everyone is engaged. And this is an opportunity for us to share, but now you can join his committee if you're interested, is what I'm trying to get at. So there was a question by Taryn, do we have to use the city? Oh, you already said that. Yeah, so Ben provided his information. So I would definitely suggest Ms. Jackson or Rhoda, if you have any other different, any other suggestions. And my only feedback is I love the idea of providing education opportunities to the community. So thank you. Any other questions, comments, or concerns for Ben before we move on to?
Yeah, sorry if I missed this, but is there a timeline on this?
Yeah.
For the whole project, it bleeds into, if you go back to those milestones. So we have to provide a progress report on 7/31, and then another progress report on 1/31/22, and then you see the final report. This project technically will take all the way, or could take up till next July in 2022. So we have quite a bit of time. It's not like we have to hurry up and do something in the next 2 months. So we do have time to strategize and plan and create a vision for how we want this whole thing to be built out.
Great.
Okay. But I will create in the month of April a time to meet over at the park on a nice day when I know it's not going to rain, and we can socially distance and maybe do a walkthrough back there in those woods where I know the trail could go, and we can talk about the educational opportunities.
Fantastic. All right, finance. Erin is over our finance. No, yeah, she is. Erin is over finance. She's the treasurer. So membership dues support the agreed upon interest for Center Hill community. And as a reminder, dues are $1 a month and or $12 per year. I need to pay my dues. Each household can be paid online by visiting centerhill.com. And total balance of Center Hill Treasury as of April 1st, this is not a joke, we are at $673.06, and includes all membership dues, t-shirts, purchases made as of March 22nd, 2021. Thank you, Erin. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Jason. That's a huge accomplishment. If you think we've only been in a neighborhood association or established one a little under 2 years or 3 years, no, 2 years time, not that long. Okay, so $673. We're doing a great job. We have a website, we have t-shirts, we're getting signs, we're doing book boxes, we have money for our park. I am so proud of what we're doing so far. Great job, everyone. Any questions about finance?
Put in the chat where you pay your dues, please. Okay. Thank you.
Can someone help with that? It's centerhillatl.com. It's our website.
Thank you.
Erin did have one update, Rolanda. She said that there's going to be a meeting coming up with Mayor Bottoms just about development issues concerning our area. And Erin said that she would post updates as she knew.
Yeah, I think that's on the end of the slide. Under the end of the slide, I think she put a note there. Thank you for the update. All right. Zoning committee. Take it away, Taryn.
Okay, I'm here. I'm sorry. Trying to get my son's dinner ready. I'm multitasking. Okay. So a lot has been going on. So the first thing is the West Side Park Inclusionary Ordinance was passed on March 15th. And so multifamily units of 10 or more will dedicate 10% of the units to affordable housing, and this includes rental units. This will affect the majority of MPUJ, primarily Center Hill, Grove Park, and there's one other neighborhood, I can't remember the name. It'll be a 20-year max for rental affordability period, and then the units will, sorry, I have a typo there, the units will return to market price. Next, Okay, so short-term rental ordinance. This is a big one. Many people are interested in Airbnb, using their homes for Airbnb as a business or VRBO. And so March 15th, the city passed or approved the short-term rental ordinance. So there will be a $150 annual fee that owners will have to pay if they are using their home as a short-term rental. Miranda, I tried to get clarification about, will this apply to homeowners who are only renting a room versus the entire house?
Mm.
And I still haven't been able to get clarification on that, but I will keep you posted. When guests book here in Atlanta, they will be paying an 8% tax fee. So that's a part of the ordinance. Also, the city has banned party houses. Airbnb has as well, but the city of Atlanta specifically has banned party houses. And so they've capped the occupancy at 16 people. Anything more than that is considered a party and is a violation. Homeowners will be charged $300 per violation if reported. And this ordinance will go into effect September 2021. We do not have a specific date yet, but they say September 2021. So the third announcement, okay, so 480 South Evelyn Place. I'm sorry if you guys hear that. My mom, I think my son's throwing a temper tantrum. Anyway, so this was approved over a month ago, but then it had to come back because the ordinance had to be amended for the redesignate the property. So it was low density residential, 0 to 8 units. That's what we originally voted on, and they needed to change it to still low density, but 9 to 16 units. And so that was voted on. And so that's just the update on that. There's no major update. Nothing else has changed. Nothing else has changed in regards to affordable housing for this project. Nothing else has changed. It was just that one amendment. You can go to the next one. Okay, so I wanted to compile a list of just resources for everyone. This is good information just for people to have. And so I included all of this in the listserv, and I sent that out to you guys earlier this evening. And so, for example, for NPU University, I don't know, I know Rolanda, you've taken some courses. I have taken the zoning 1. I signed up for zoning 2. And last Friday, I participated in the urban planning workshop. It was an all-day workshop. It was great. So I definitely recommend NPU University. It's a great resource. I'm sorry, you guys. Okay, so any violations you see in the neighborhood, Miranda, you mentioned filing a complaint with 311. You can always do that. Also, you can contact Code Busters. We've been told in the zoning meetings that specifically we are going to be worked with, and when we make a complaint, they are going to do better at being responsive. People have really been kind of calling people out on that. And so we just want to make sure that, we're holding people accountable. And so I was giving you know, I was given specific names on who to contact. So we have Mr. Trey Smith at Codebusters. That's the email address, the phone number. So this is just good information for us to have. You could go to the next one. Also, I'm sorry, number 8. I'm not sure if you guys know about the Atlanta Urban Design, the Design Awards for 2021. Some people may be interested in nominating someone or just, you know, would like more information about that. So that's there for you guys. You go to the next one. Octavia Lang. So this was presented in our meeting. I know this is more so education, but it was presented in our meeting. So she's the community resource advocate with the YWCA of Atlanta. And they have a digital skills academy. It's really like foundational skills, computer foundational skills, but participants will be given a computer to use during the program. It's an 8-week program. 25 participants. So if you guys know anyone who could use this, that's the email address, and the deadline is April 8th. Okay, we need someone from Center Hill to represent us for bylaws, the bylaws committee. They specifically pointed that out. So I just wanted to bring that to us. And then number 12, rapid COVID testing. And also, I'm not sure if you guys know, but recycling bins are being picked up every other week now. Not sure if you guys knew, but they mentioned that. So I wanted to let you all know. So that's all I have. Do we have any questions?
Yeah, any questions to Taryn?
I had a question. It may not be zoning, but I'm not sure. In essence, to like the drainage in the area. Anybody else experience drainage issues with the water flow, like not having enough drainage in the main roads? Or is that just me when it rains?
I don't think that's.
That's a problem all over the city.
I have a question.
Sure.
I don't know. Do you have any information about whether or not the rooming houses in the community, do you know, is that part of zoning? Do you know anything about that, or what the rules and regulations are for those?
You said the rooming houses?
Yes.
What do you mean by rooming houses?
There are people who have established rooming houses on Center Hill, I know for sure, where they have like several different people are renting rooms in the house. They're not family or anything. They're just divided the rooms in the house, and you know, a person is living in a room and paying money for it. I was just wondering about what the rules and regulations were for that. If you can tell me where to find that information or who to contact about that information, I'll be happy to do it. I just want to know.
Right.
Because you know, we had a shooting down the street where the guy was living in a rooming house who was killed.
Wow. Okay. So Rolanda, if you will go back one slide.
I know that pad split is something similar to like what you're talking about, where people can rent out just the rooms in the house and it's not host occupied, almost kind of like a long-term residence thing.
Yeah, that's what it is. I mean, they've gone in and divided the house, you know, like they may even take one room and make it 2 rooms, or go into a basement that was just one instance, they've gone into the garage and converted the garage into rooms.
Okay, so that would be codes. I doubt permits were submitted for that. So number 6, no, not number 6. Number 1, Allen Holmes, code enforcement, yes.
Or number 4.
Yes.
Yeah. Allen Holmes is with Allen Holmes is, I don't believe, code enforcement. He is the
well, he's with Hillis, isn't he?
Aide. Yeah, he's the aide of Dustin Hillis, Councilman Hillis. But he's been aiding Hillis. he's been helping with the situation with code enforcement.
Okay,
But he wouldn't be categorized as code enforcement.
right.
Officer Parham, but you can probably try that 311 app too. There's different categories that you can choose from in the 311 app.
Mm-hmm.
But then I would also try to reach out to this Mr. Trey Smith at Codebusters DC.
Okay.
That
Mhm.
sounds like a good idea. That's what I'm
Yeah.
gonna try to do next. I'm having some issues with the tree since October.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna, because this guy, I know that in the house where the young man was killed, they attempted to add on to the house, to add more rooms, and the construction on that was stopped. They had a stop construction sign put up there, but I'm not sure if he stopped or not because the structure is still there. So I don't know whether or not he completed the structure or not, but that's just more people moving in if that's the case.
Right.
Mhm.
I would definitely reach out to Mr. Trey Smith.
I will.
We were told by Alan, you know, to feel free to reach out to him regarding concerns and stuff. So I would try that as well.
Yeah, I've spoken with him and I called him about that particular house. And he told me that code enforcement was going to be coming out to check on it, but you know, nothing seems to have changed, you know, so.
it's just one of those things you really have to be on top of them constantly. It's not a one and done thing at all.
Yeah. Yeah, I
So,
know. Myself and one of the houses is next door to lady, Mrs. Rains. I think she came to one of the meetings early on. She also lives on Center Hill, and she has been trying for a year to get rid of the one that's next door to her. That's the one where they converted the garage into homes, and the house looks awful. You can't miss it when you pass by there. But she and I both have been calling people for a very long time to get rid of that one, and it's still there. They sent code enforcement out, and she says that when they go there, code enforcement says to them, what kind of facility is this? And they say, oh, we're all family, we all live here, and they leave it alone and they go on about their business. But there's no way in the world they could look at that property and look at the people coming in and out of that property and not know that that's not a single family home with just people living in it. I'm not trying to stop people from having some place to live, but I think that there's a correct way to do that and a wrong way to do that.
I would also reach out to Officer Parham. She was on the call and she was vocal about helping. So you can reach out to her as well.
And now is she, is this her cell phone number? I see oh, okay, I see her email and her cell phone. So I'll give her a call too.
if you guys want to maybe draft a letter and maybe we can get a little bit more formal, draft a letter maybe by the zoning committee. And then we can, then I can email it to, like, we can try different ways. I can send this email or something to different people. So just trying to.
I'm going to drop my email address in the chat, and then you can reach out to me and we can get together and organize the letter.
All right.
Yeah. That's good.
Okay.
And that way we can, you know, try a different angle, different approach.
Okay.
David Robinson also has his hand raised. Can you unmute, David?
Yeah, I was just gonna say, yeah, I have issues with that pass split as well. I live right next door to one. And there was actually a shootout just recently. I heard myself, because see, I work nights for MARTA, and yeah, I've been calling about them for about a good I want to say about a good 3 or 4 months. So I'm appreciating that useful information. Yeah. They have all kind of people in that house too, and just doing all kind of stuff. They converted the garage there as well into like a room, because it used to belong to an older couple, but the husband had passed away, and she left with her family, and then they took that property over, and just it's it's a lot of people living in that small little single family home. It's just crazy. So
Sometimes,
I appreciate hearing the useful information.
yeah, sometimes what people do is use them as halfway houses too, or for
Oh
people
yeah,
that just
yeah.
got out of
It's
jail.
so many. Yeah, it's something else.
Is there any way we can get this as a page, as a resource page on the website? That would be very helpful, so that you can always just go and have a list of these names and contacts. Is that
It's-
possible?
Oh,
Yeah.
my hand.
Karen, can you email that to me?
Yes, I can email it to you. I'll make some corrections and then I'll email it to you. I also wanted to know with the listserv, is that something I can go in and update as I find and receive more resources, or that would just be?
Yeah, the best way to do that would be to start an email with the subject, like community resources. And then every time you reply to that email, it will keep all the messages in thread. And then other people can reply to that same email.
Okay. Thank
Okay, so Brandon Bronner had his hand up.
Okay, what I was saying, when you're dealing, and I've started doing research about code enforcement and properties, the biggest issue, the biggest problem is contacting the property owner. If you can get the address and turn it into 301, that's great. But they have to go through the property owner, and if that property owner will not communicate, nobody can do anything. They have to be accountable. And you can go to Fulton County property taxes and get all the information, try to communicate, because I've tried to communicate with some property owners. They don't respond. And that's the biggest issue that code enforcement has, because it's their property. You can't trespass. The code enforcement can't start legal proceedings. You are totally held bound and helpless unless you can communicate with the property owner. So whoever owns this property, somebody has to talk to the property owner and either make them aware or try to talk to them about what's going on. But until that happens, you're at the mercy of whatever's going on.
Well, code enforcement will reach out to the homeowner and give them a time frame. So that is part of the process. And so sometimes part of the process is if they don't respond, then they'll have a warrant. And it is like a warrant out for their arrest. So there is a process, even if they can't, they will try to reach out to the homeowner, but it's not necessarily based on if the homeowner isn't responsive. The process will still go through, and they could, in fact, lose their home. So I would suggest to just stick with it and keep on top of it with the code enforcements, the process with the process, and you just gotta let it play out. It just takes time. It used to be a lot more efficient before COVID. I would give them that. I could put in a complaint and then something will change within a month. But after COVID, that went out the window. All right, any other questions? We are 8 minutes over. I've lost track of time. Let's, any other questions for zoning for Taryn before we move on? All right, thank you. Looking forward to this information on the website. All right, there's no new business for tonight and there's no unfinished business. Here's the announcement. Save the date for April 27th NPU meeting at 7 p.m. Save the date. And also West Side Community Meeting. This is the one with that Aaron was sharing with us about. It's going to be with Mayor Bottoms, hosted by the West Side Equitable Development Task Force. The date is to be determined. An agenda will be shared once it's available. And like like Miranda said, Aaron will share more information as it comes. All right, any other questions? And I want to encourage everyone, my battery's going dead on my laptop for some reason. Everybody to join us on Facebook. The website is search for Center Hill ATL Neighbors if you haven't already. Please be sure to share our, well, that probably wouldn't make sense. Visit centerhillatl.com as your resource hub to pay your membership, as well as to pay for your t-shirts. as well as to get the resources of listings, and also see links for the next upcoming meeting. There's a countdown on there. And also be sure to visit us on nextdoor.com. And if there is no other questions, I will go ahead and end tonight's meeting. Thank you everyone for being here and your contribution to the community. And feel free to stay. I'm going to stop sharing. And there you are.
See y'all.
Good night.
Night.